What's up, YouTube? It's your boy Maverick Raven coming at you with another video. All right, not to get too preachy, right? But they say that the greatest enemy for a warrior is victory and time. Time, obviously, because time makes fools of us all, and we all get weak. Blah 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 blah, right? And then victory, because when you win, you don't train as hard, if at all, and you don't have a goal or an objective to aspire to. Why am I saying all this fluff? Because we have literally entered, and I know that this term has been used a lot, you guys, but we have entered into unprecedented territory. And I know that that's been said a lot these last 8, 9 years. But this is the truth. Because we've got people that are being recommended and put forth for roles. For example, Matt Gaetz as Attorney General. And then he has to rescind his I don't even know what you would call it. He has to renege on his approval, I guess. He has to, I guess, right, just renege on what he said. I don't even know how that would work. But see, that just goes to show the point I'm saying. I passed civics, and I have no idea what the hell's going to happen now, because we're entering uncharted territory. Like, this is seriously historic, and not in the good way, unfortunately. But we're going to get into this. This is from the Epic Times. There's a lot to get into, you guys. So let's just get into it. Before we do, don't forget to like, comment, share, and subscribe. All that stuff, believe it or not, it takes you a couple seconds, but it does the channel and it does me a lot of good, you guys. So if I entertain you for even a minute, please consider doing that. We'd love to have you be the newest member of the flock. The flock is for life. And come join us, all right? The air is for everyone. Now, I'm going to hit this topic first, and there's a reason behind it. Everybody lost their ever-loving shit, right, when Matt Gaetz was put forth as Attorney General. And obviously he could do the job because he's an attorney. He's a licensed attorney. So it's kind of like, yeah, we put in a Trump loyalist, and what are you going to do about it? Well, the problem is that then he has to go through a confirmation process, and that's where things can get dicey. But that doesn't matter, because at this point you would think that the Republicans would go with the supermajority, go with the wave, the red wave, and work towards a MAGA agenda, an America First agenda. That's what I would do, But the problem is that these people, they literally get in these offices, they get lobbied up and down, left, right, center, back, every which way, and next thing you know, they're making 200 or 300, or what is it, like 27, I think it's 200 grand a year they're making. But then on top of that, they're getting lobbied. It's like, oh, attend this dinner for like 5 grand, attend this dinner for 10 grand, and it's like that. As a matter of fact, if you guys want to watch a classic Eddie Murphy movie, I recommend it to anybody that has any type of interest in movies. It's called The Distinguished Gentleman. It's a little older. It's like from '91. I know, I'm a boomer. But yeah, you guys, so check it out. It's really good. It's kind of disgusting how lobbying works. I'll put it this way, and we'll move on. When I was a jit in high school and I was being taught about lobbying, I was like, yo, that sounds like legal, like legal, what would be illegal but made legal coercion. It's like, hey, bro, I'm gonna do me this favor and I'll give you 5 grand. I need, is that all right? No, I gotta do 10. Oh my, yeah, these deals are crazy, and I do mean crazy. Anyway, so as the title says, Gaetz withdraws. What happens next? Former Florida rep Matt Gaetz is no longer a candidate to become Attorney General. Dude, that sucks, man. Let me tell you. Donald Trump put forth, or I should say president, right? Because that's disrespectful, I think. Maybe. But President Trump has put forth a lot of people that I respect. A lot of people that I respect. And Matt Gaetz is one of them. As far as I know, he's an above board dude. He's been investigated now with this, what seems to be a bullshit accusation for 3 years, and nothing's come of it. From the looks of it, the accusation is coming from a 17-year-old girl. So, it's not like she was a 12-year-old or a 9-year-old. And I'm not saying that she's not a what's the word I want to look for? I'm not saying that she's not a victim at 17, but I mean, come on, guys. Like, at 17, I'm pretty sure a lot of us here were doing things that we were doing right then at 18. You know, no major switch. But whatever. And actually, he denies the thing entirely, so it might not even be true. They might just be smearing mud on his name for no reason. That sucks, dude. When somebody lies on you like that, especially if they're like, "Oh yeah, so and so slept with me," that's such a crazy lie, dude. But anyways, so what's gonna happen? Well, Gaetz, 42, resigned from his position in Congress on November 13th, the same day that Trump announced Gaetz as his selection for a term. What? Nah, that can't be. Oh, he was. I'm sorry. You know what? I misread that. That's my reading comprehension's on the toilet. Public education, I guess. So he resigned from his position in Congress on November 13th because obviously he got put forth the nomination for Attorney General. And then Gaetz said in a letter to the U.S. House of Representatives that he was resigning effective immediately. So what happens now? Because by the looks of it, he's just going to get hosed. And then also, why did he do it? If they don't, they should have, confirmed him. If they weren't going to confirm him, then we cross that bridge when we get there. We try to jam the freaking confirmation down their throats, straight up. Like, that's the way you got to do it, because that's the way these freaking Democrats have been doing it. So I'm sorry, but sorry, not sorry, really. So it says, I do not intend to take the oath of office, for the same office in the 119th Congress to pursue the position of Attorney General in the Trump administration, Gaetz said. So yeah, so blah blah blah. But then today, in the afternoon, Eastern time, around 3-ish, 4-ish, he withdrew, dude. He totally, I don't even know what he did. It says, and then here it says Gaetz cannot be appointed by Florida Governor Ron DeSantis to the same seat he vacated because vacancies can only be filled by special elections, according to the Congressional Research Service. See, like I said, we're entering unprecedented territory. Now, thankfully, we have some rules set in place that apparently we're kind of, thinking, a little, using a little bit of forethought, but it's still kind of a banged up situation because the guy wasn't even out of office technically for a week or 2 weeks, whatever, The 8 days, right? 8 days. He was out of office for 8 days, which I think they were on break anyways, weren't they? Fucking shit. Oh man. It's just such shit, isn't it, guys? The government is just such shit. And they will sell you a shit sandwich, and they will charge the shit sandwich as if it was a ribeye, and they'll tell you that it's just as good as ribeye, and you need to eat it. It's like that stupid meme, consume more product. No, bro. Fuck you, and fuck your corporate bullshit oligarchy here. This is bullshit, dude. Like, this is nothing but bureaucracy upon bureaucracy here. Who cares that he freaking vacated his position for 8 days? Now, I'm not going to lie. If that was a Democrat, I would be like, well, fuck it. That's the rules, I would, But the reality is that if they would give us the same courtesy, I have no problem in doing, just giving them back the seat. 8 days away from the position. And then, of course, you have to give up the spot because of God. I don't even know what reasoning they have. I don't think they've given a reason here. It says Florida law also requires that House vacancies be filled by the winners of special elections. DeSantis, a Republican, said earlier this month that he had instructed Florida's Secretary of State to schedule a special election for the seat, which represents Florida's first congressional district. The election has not yet been scheduled. See, this is crazy. Based on federal requirements, the special election is not expected to be held until after the new Congress is sworn in on January 3rd, 2025. So it's like, you know what I mean? Excuse me, jeez. This is crazy. And then now we've got this this woman here. What was her name? I want to make sure that I represent this person. Okay, so her name is Aubrey Jewett. I believe that's the way I pronounce that last name, Aubrey Jewett. the assistant director of the University of Central Florida's School of Politics, Security, and International Affairs, told the Epic Times that Gaetz could try to rescind the resignation. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Just rescind it. Gaetz can rescind the resignation if it did not yet go into effect. Peter Bergerson, professor emeritus of political science at Florida Gulf Coast University, told the Epic Times in an email. If the resignation is successfully rescinded, then Gaetz will be a member of the House and will keep his seat in January, which would be great for my side, of course, not for the ilk of the left. Let's just put it like that. But see, for whatever reason, the committee is saying now that the ethics report that they had from the 3-year investigation that they had on Gaetz, dude, they're saying they're not gonna release it. Why? So all that taxpayer money doing the investigation, the fact that we needed an investigation to begin with, put forth the bullshit report. Because if they had caught something, you know that the FBI would have raided Matt Gaetz' house. Conservatives do not get treated the same as leftists. I don't give a shit what anybody says anymore. It's obvious. It's not a bias slant here. It's not me being, subjective. It's completely obvious. If you're a conservative, you can be raided, you can be swatted, anything can happen to you and you deserve it because you're evil, you're Hitler and all this other trash that they call us. And you know what, guys? We gotta develop thicker skin and tell them to just go fuck themselves. Like, straight up. Just go fuck themselves. I'm not happy that Matt Gaetz withdrew his bid for the Attorney General. I'm a little bummed about that. I'm not gonna say I'm like black-pilled or I mean, I'm a little deflated. I can't lie. He was a surprise pick, but when I finally considered it, I was like, damn, that's a really good pick, dude. That's a really good pick. Now, here's the twist. All right, here's the twist. I feel really good, just as good probably, about Matt Gaetz as I do about Miss Pam Bondi. Miss Pam Bondi, if I'm not mistaken, was the Attorney General, I believe, for Florida, right? Let me see. Announced former... yeah. So she already has been an Attorney General, just obviously over Florida. When I was a police officer, I believe she was coming in to it. And she was great, dude, as far as listening to our concerns and helping us out. She was pretty hands-on as an attorney general. You usually, as a regular sheriff, obviously deputy sheriff, you would never hear anything, but you would get memos from her from time to time. It was kind of funny. And obviously we're a big state, so. Anyways, so it says President-elect Donald Trump on November 21st announced former Florida Attorney General Pam Bondi as his nominee for U.S. Attorney General, moving swiftly to replace former nominee Matt Gaetz, who withdrew from contention earlier in the day. Hey, my boy Trump, Orange Man, he good, man. Orange Man good, man. Let me tell you for real. Look at that, dude. He was on top of it. He said, you know what? All right, Matty, you know what? I'm gonna do something with you. Because I don't think that's gonna end like that, you guys. I don't think so. I think Matt Gaetz has another position that's gonna end up getting filled, and this isn't me going, "Oh, Trump's playing 4D chess and all this other crap." That's not what this is about. It's just that I think Trump is finally getting into the game. I think either he's learned the game. He's not a stupid man. He's just super hyperbolic. That's all it is, and he's crass and he's a bully, so people believe him to be a buffoon. But he's not an idiot, dude. He is an intelligent man. He's just gifted in different ways, And I'll give you one of the ways that he's gifted that is kind of undeniable. Okay, the man can command the room and just make you guys smile, laugh. Fuck around with him. He has that self-deprecation humor, which is great. You gotta have a sense of humor about yourself. And dude, this guy, how can you not, like, in all honesty, you got, I know the left will be like, oh, he's a felon. Okay, those charges were complete and total bullshit. And any objective person would be like, yeah, why did it even get brought to trial? There's no underlying crime there, you know. And again, I'm not an attorney. I was never an attorney. I thought about it, but that too crazy. So I became a police officer, became a deputy sheriff, and we had to interpret statutes however, you know, however they went. So in my practice, it was always the letter of the law versus the spirit of the law. What was the, what in the spirit of the law? What was the intent of the law? Okay, so we would say, okay, you know, let's say immigration. Okay, people coming from Mexico, excuse me, into Texas. Okay, and then we have a law for that. Blah blah blah. Right. Well, what happens when you start going into exceptions? Like for example, the asylum seekers, which are now, you know, bringing in 300 something thousand children, and oh, jeez, dude, seriously, it's just those kids, man. I saw that today. I was in it's kind of messed up, dude, because I was in a doctor's waiting room with my wife, and they were showing about on just regular TV, dude. Like it's okay, like you know what I mean, like nothing happy or peppy or cheery. They're just like, oh yeah, we have an estimated 350 something thousand kids, children, 7, 8, whatever, um, and they've been trafficked, and and for sure, they're saying for sure, it's been verified that they're being sold into slavery, into sex trafficking, into everything heinous that you can possibly believe, dude. And we want to give amnesty to these people that are destroying the innocent lives. I do not understand. I try to put myself, obviously, back when I was, you know, in blue, in, well, technically browns, but you know what I mean. Back when I was in the uniform, I would try to put myself in the mind of a criminal, thinking, okay, is it material gain? Is it fear? Is it, you know, is it a respect thing? Because there's a bunch of factors, right? And long story short, I can understand when a rapist says, I want to dominate someone and completely violate them, blah, blah, right? What I don't understand is how much humanity has to be missing for anyone to have a thought like that. Like, at all. Like, I really don't get it. Like, for real, for real. Because when the moment that you do that to someone, and I've said this before, I think that, I guess I gotta call it grape, right? I think that grape is worse than murder, you guys. Like, for real. Because think about it. It's kind of like, okay, let's go with some sci-fi stuff, right? Like Star Trek, right? If, let's say this represents, let's say a random 8-year-old, God forbid, but random 8-year-old, he was gonna go this way, right? And then he gets unfortunately trafficked by these freaking illegal, you know, gangs and cartels and all that. And then now his timeline splits, and it turns into this, where it could have been this, but it went into this, and it turns into an alternate timeline, right? And the point is, these kids are being treated to the worst of the worst crimes, sins, whatever the hell you want to call it, of humanity, dude. And I was there, and I was in the doctor's office, and I know I'm kind of rambling a little bit, but I'll tell you why. Um, so I'm there, and everybody's just accepting this, like, oh yeah, 300 something thousand kids are missing, you know. And I'm like, even my wife, dude. I looked at my wife, and I'm like, honey, did you hear that about the 300,000 kids? Yeah, 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 baby, I did. You, you're not like, I don't know, like sad or anything about it. Like, this is crazy. Like, I've been hearing rumors about this, right? But This is straight up like verified now. No, yeah, blah blah. She tells me, yeah, but that's been happening forever. And I'm just like, so what? What? And it's just like, when have we become so callous, you know? Now my wife didn't mean it in any type of way. She's probably softer hearted than I am for sure. But the thing that I think she was trying to say was that the sad truth is that there are thousands, hundreds of thousands. Well, fuck, right? If we're talking about slavery entirely, there has to be over 1 million slaves in this country. Because if you're gonna count the 350,000 kids right there, bam, right? That's 350,000 slaves. So what do you have? Another 650,000 for sure that are not kids, for sure, for sure, for sure. Bought, sold to a family for whatever reason, from different cultures, different type of beliefs. Um, because I know that in some cultures you'll buy someone and then they kind of get absorbed into the tribe. At least that's what I've heard. I think that the what is it? The Zulu are like that. I think my African uh my African anthropology is not my greatest suit. Anyways, you guys, so it's gonna be Pam Bondi, and she's great, dude. Like she's great. I honestly can't. I don't think I could feel better now. I was feeling I really was. I was kind of bummed about the Matt Gaetz thing because I didn't think or consider Matt Gaetz for the position. But when he was presented, like I said, I was like, damn, I see potential. I see a lot of good things. He's a loyalist, which we need people. And I know this is going to sound crazy, but yes, you need people that are loyal to Trump, that are not trying to make him look like a fool, that are not trying to write a book, telling all the secrets and all, people that just want to make the country better. If we could just have 4 years, just 4 years. Look, God, I'm sorry to take your name in vain, but I pray to you, bro. For real, my Lord, please. Just 4 years of clean, honest government, free from corruption, free from fat subsidies that nobody needs. Dude, they were freaking, it was like $650,000 or some crazy number like that. Studying cap rains. They were what was it that my boy Ryan showed me the other day? He showed me something about spending like $7 million to research seahorses, and I'm like, who cares, yo? Like, oh my god, why do we care? You know, not to mention the like 30 million that we give every year to Planned Parenthood, which I think is really banged up, but that's another fight for another day. Hey, maybe they can do that. Maybe they can work on that and help the deficit get a little bit more above water. Man, if they could do that, man, they could stick that in the craw of leftists forever. Oh man, so there you have it, you guys. Damn, dude. What are they gonna do with Mr. Matt Gaetz now? The honorable gentleman from Florida, Matt Gaetz. Well, I don't know, you guys. I'm happy, but I'm not. Because what are we gonna do with Matt Gaetz now? I don't think he's gonna be able to get his position back. And then what is he gonna do for anybody for the Trump administration? Tim Pool is he was saying, I don't know if he was theorizing or just speaking aloud or maybe repeating what something he had heard, but he was basically saying that this could have been the plan all along to drop like the Matt Gaetz bomb, knowing that he would never get through, and then they would take him out, and then they would put in another person that would be a loyalist or whatever, like a Pam Bondi, and now she doesn't look as extreme because Matt Gaetz came before her. Now that's kind of a crazy and again a 4D chess move, like whoa, but I don't know, you guys, man. I really don't know anymore. I don't know. Because some of the stuff he does is brilliant. Like, who the hell would say to come get a garbage truck and working, you know, at McDonald's? Like, bro, epic level trolling, dude. And at the end of the day, thank God we won, bro. We won. But all we need is 4 years of honest government, and God protects this country. And we need to get out of these wars, you guys. We need to. Our sons and our daughters and our grandsons and our granddaughters are spilling their blood needlessly, dude. Not even for an American cause. Not even for a good cause. Because what do you... Yo, I'm not gonna get into it right now, but it's it sucks, man. It really sucks. Because the reality is that warriors are always going to be needed, and warriors should be especially there for their country, for their family, you know. And we've got our warriors, and we've got them thinned out. There's 9 of them. First off, which is like kind of a not so open secret. Yeah, there's a recruiting problem all the way around with the military, if I am not mistaken. Last I checked, so they've got a excuse me, a recruiting problem, and it is just not looking good, dude. It is just not looking good. Hopefully this mess can get cleaned up. Hopefully this mess can get cleaned up. It's scary. It's a scary time, but stay white pilled, guys. Anyways, guys, it's what time is it, dude? It's 9:28. I'm gonna turn into a pumpkin. Oh my goodness. Anyways, you guys, all right. Love you guys. Thanks for hanging out with me. Again, consider liking, subscribing, commenting. What else? Oh, sharing. That'd be great too. Hey, seriously, any of that, that'd be awesome, guys. But as always, please stay safe and stay based.